Steve Jobs' speech at the Stanford graduation ceremony has been all over the press in recent days. And one of the comments that he made was questioning how he could be fired from the company that he founded when he left Apple in 1985. Now, there is a dispute as to whether he left of his own accord or whether he was pushed. But the question remains, and it's a question that's often asked by startup entrepreneurs, is can they be fired from the companies they founded? And the answer basically is yes. As soon as they've raised finance from outside investors, they typically lose control of the board of directors and they then are open to be fired. The board of directors elects the CEO of the company, and the CEO has the right to hire and fire. So the power chain goes from the shareholders, who elect the board of directors, and the board of directors elects the CEO, and the CEO can hire and fire the team members. Now, in a startup company, the shareholders are slightly different. The investors acquire preferred stock, and with those preferred stock rights, they have rights to elect their own directors. So even if Steve Jobs owned 99% of the company in common stock and sold 1% of the company in preferred stock to investors, if that preferred stock had rights to elect directors, those rights may give them the right to control the board of directors and hire and fire the CEO of the company. So in 1985, actually, Apple had gone public. So the preferred stock investors, those venture capital investors, had lost their preferential rights. Basically, when the company goes public, all those rights disappear and the preferred stock is converted to common. So in that case, in 1985, the shareholders of the company, which included a lot of public small investors, had the right to vote to elect the members of the board of directors, and the board of directors then elects the CEO of the company. And that would have been John Sculley, who had the right to hire and fire Steve Jobs. So, 1985, Jobs could be fired, and if Jobs can be fired, there's no reason why other startup founders can also be fired. So they need to take this into consideration when they start selling shares to venture capital and other investors, especially if they sell those shares with preferred stock instruments. Startup founders can be fired, and they often are.